Hello everyone, my name is Abhishek Kumar and I'm TGT English teacher. I'm here to give the reading for the chapter known as Santosh Yadav from Beehive, book named Behive, NCERT book, class 9. The story is about Santosh Yadav. She hails from Haryana and she's the first woman in the world to climb Mount Everest twice and the first woman to successfully climb Mount Everest from Kangshung Face, and she climbed the peak first in May 1992 and again in May 1993 with an Indo-Nepalese team. Okay, it is a biographical piece of writing which depicts that how persistent she was with her endeavors to reach the top. And this story, the biographical piece of writing, it deals with her upbringing, the place where she was born, the challenges she had to face, or the challenges which she faced, she overcame and went to Jaipur and took admission in an institute to become a mountaineer, and then she climbed the Mount Everest and reached the top of the Everest in the year first time in the year 1992 and again in 1993, and she was also bestowed the highest civilian award, which is called Padma Shri by Indian government. She belongs to an orthodox society where girls' birth is not cherished or not welcomed in comparison to boys' birth. And the theme of the story is about the achievement, which is unconventional, feat, unlike girls do or did then, because girls of her age, they were to marry either by choice or parents would marry them. However, she did not want to marry and she decided to go for uh, education. So it shows her desire to achieve something which has never been done or achieved, and the desire to achieve something like that, which is very much unlike girls to do or to achieve. This chapter will use the language of this chapter will be idiomatic, and words and phrases are used. So, and it's biographical in nature. So this is the background of this chapter. And Santosh Yadav is a girl. So let's go ahead and begin our reading. And before you read, there are two bullet points given for all of you. so that you can write down the names of 5 persons who you idealize or admire very much for their achievements. And your idols may be from any sphere of life, can be from sports, medicine, media, or art and culture, or for that matter, from any other field. And your teacher will discuss your choices with you to find out who the top 5 idols of your class are. If I would have been your teacher, I would also like to know that what would you like to become in your life? Why do you idealize or why do you admire any person whose name you have written down? Okay, so let's begin our reading now. The only woman in the world who has scaled Mount Everest twice was born in a society where the birth of a son was regarded as a blessing, and a daughter, though not considered a curse, was not generally welcome. ये बात कर रहा है संतोष यादव एक ऐसे घर में पैदा हुए और एक ऐसे सोसाइटी में उनका जन्म हुआ जहाँ पे the birth of a son was regarded as a blessing. However, इनके लिए particularly for Santosh Yadav in her own family, being a daughter was not considered as a curse and was not generally welcome. It means that they wanted a girl in their family because there were already men children in their family elder to Santosh Yadav, and we will see about it in the following reading. When her mother was expecting Santosh, a traveling holy man giving her his blessing assumed that, let me highlight, assumed that she wanted a son. जब संतोष यादव जी की मम्मी, when she was conceived or she was conceiving her, she met with a holy man and उन्होंने संतोष यादव के मॉम को blessing दिया with a son. She wanted a son. इनकी mom wanted a son. But to everyone's surprise, the unborn child's grandmother, who was standing close by, told him that they did not want a son. But इनकी जो grandmother थी, संतोष यादव की, she never wanted a son. She wanted a girl. The holy man was also surprised because it was unlike to think of in a society like Haryana. In Haryana, if you look at the background of the Haryana, the socio culture, they want a son to be born in a family, unlike a girl. The holy man was also surprised. Nevertheless, he gave a he gave the requested blessing. The holy man gave the requested blessing to her grandmother for a girl child. And as our destiny would have it, the blessing seemed to work. Santosh was born Santosh was born the sixth child in a family with 5 sons. संतोष जो थी She was the sixth child and उनसे पहले five elder brothers हो चुके थे. A sister to five brothers, she was born in the small village of Joniawas of Rewari district. She was born in Rewari district and in the village called Joniawas in Haryana. The girl was given the name Santosh, which means contentment. But Santosh was not always content with her place in a traditional life, in a traditional way of life. She began living on her own terms from her from the start. वो अपने ही तौर तरीके पे शर्तों पे जीना शुरू कर दी from the very beginning, and she did not like the traditional way of life जैसे उनके mom dad dictate करते होंगे, or brothers or elders or their friends or relatives or neighbors wanted a girl to behave, but Santosh Yadav was not that sort of a girl. She wanted to do something untraditional, which we will learn later. She began living life on her own terms from the start, where other girls wore traditional Indian dresses. See, other girls wore traditional Indian dresses. Santosh preferred shorts. Looking back, she says now, from the very beginning I was quite determined. And if I chose a correct and a path, rational path, the others around me had to change, not me. It means she was very much determined. The others around her had to change, not Santosh Yadav. It means that once Santosh Yadav has decided to do something, she would not change her decision. And it shows that strongly, how strong-headed she was. Santosh's parents were affluent landowners. Affluent means wealthy, rich landowners who could afford to send their children to the best schools, even in the country's capital, even to the country's capital, New Delhi. Santosh Yadav's parents could send Santosh Yadav to New Delhi. However, they did not choose to send to New Delhi. What did they do? We will learn later in this reading. But in line with in line with prevailing customs in the family, let's learn about define family colons. Let's learn about the pronunciation. Family.
family,
See, A-E, it sounds as a, family. Countable noun. Prevailing customs in family. Santosh had to make do with the local village school. Their parents made Santosh Yadav to study at the local village school. So she decided to fight the system. She fought the system in her own quiet. The word is pronounced as quiet. Quiet means not making any noise. Quiet way when the right moment arrived. And this is moment, not moment. Moment, like this. Moment. MOU, moment. And if E अगर E उल्टा हो, it means it has a sound. Moment.
moment, moment,
Moment.
moment,
So she decided to fight the system in her own quiet way when the right moment arrived, and the right moment came when she turned 16. When did the right moment came? When she turned 16. At 16, most of the girls in her village used to get married. Most of the girls in her village used to get married. However, Santosh was also under pressure from her parents to do the same. And Santosh Yadav was also under the pressure from her parents to do the same. A marriage a marriage as early as that was the last thing on her mind. Marriage was the last thing that she wanted to do in her life. She threatened her parents. Threatened. See how will you pronounce this? Threatened. This is the phonetic of tha, pronounces tha. Thre, e becomes a. Threatened. Out here it's a. Threatened. She threatened her parents. And how do you pronounce parent? It's parent.
parent, parent,
Parent. She threatened her parents that she would never marry if she did not get a proper education. She wanted to get proper education before getting married. She left home and got herself enrolled in a school in Delhi. When her parents refused to pay for her education, she politely informed them of her plans to earn money by working part-time to pay her school fees. Her parents then agreed to pay for her education. Wishing always to study a bit more, and with her father slowly getting used to her urge for more education, Santosh passed the high school examinations and went to Jaipur. She went to Jaipur. And what is the meaning of urge? Let's know about it. Urge means to do something you try hard to persuade. To do something you persuade, you appeal to, you press the need of achieving something, getting things done. She joined Maharshi College and got a room in Kasturba Hostel. Santosh remembers Kasturba Hostel. Kasturba Hostel faced the Aravali Hills. I used to watch villagers from my room going up the hill and suddenly vanishing after a while. Let's check the meaning of vanishing for you. Vanish,
vanish,
vanish. If someone or something vanishes, they disappear suddenly in a way that you can that cannot be explained. Disappear, become invisible, be lost to sight. These are the synonyms of vanishing. So who were vanishing? Villagers. Local villagers were going up the hill and suddenly disappearing, vanishing. They were invisible after a while. One day I decided to check it out myself. I found nobody except in few mountaineers. She saw some mountaineers. And who are mountaineers? They climb mountain. I asked if I could join them. To my pleasant surprise. See, the adjective has been used here, pleasant. What is pleasant? Surprise. Surprise is pleasant. Pleasant surprise. They answered in the affirmative. Affirmative means in agreeing tone, in agreeing manner, in agreeing way. Who answered? A few mountaineers answered in the affirmative and motivated me to take to climbing. So Santosh Yadav was motivated to, to climb the mountain, the Everest mountain, Mount Everest. Then there was no looking back for this determined young girl. She saved money and enrolled. Enrolled in what? Enrolled in a course at Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. Mountaineering. You may would like to check the phonetics of mountaineering. Mountaineering. Always develop a habit. This is how you read. Develop a habit of checking the meaning of words side by side or checking the pronunciation of a word. And these are the symbols which are called phonetics. Mount, M-A-U, it's Mount. T-I, Mount, T, N-I, and ulta E है तो mountaineering. And it's Anga. In Hindi, it's called Anga. जो nasal sound होता है. So, she got herself enrolled in a course to become a mountaineering at a institute called Uttarkashi's Nehru Institute of Mountaineering. My college semester in Jaipur was to end in April. April. See, I've also found that most of the students they pronounce uh, names of months incorrectly. So it's not April,
April,
it's April. April. E-I is pronounced as A. April, 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 April. You can simply say April. The way you pronounce A, just say April. My college semester in Jaipur was to end in April, but it ended on the 19th. On the 19th. Long sound for teenth. See, there is a colon sound, a colon symbol. It means it has a you have to stress here. So 19th. It ended on the 19th. What has ended on the 19th? Her college semester. She went to Jaipur to study. However, she also took however, she also enrolled in a course to become a mountaineering, because she got motivated when she saw some mountaineers climbing on the Aravali hills. And I was supposed to be in Uttarkashi on the 21st. So I did not go back home. She did not go back home when the semester of her college ended. Instead, she headed straight for the training. She headed straight for the training of what? Training to become mountaineering. Mountaineering. Yes, mountaineering. Okay. I had to write a letter of apology to my father. Make sure that you pronounce this word correctly. Apology. Apology. It's apology. Let me make you learn. This is if अगर उल्टा e है, it means a sound. अगर उल्टा o हो, o sound, apology. अगर again उल्टा e है, it means a sound. And d z छोटी अगर z है and I है छोटी I, it means ja sound. This will together make ja. Diphthongs. These are called diphthongs. Monophthong sounds are of two types, monophthong and diphthongs. So ja, there are two sounds together, there are two letters in it, it's diphthongs. So apology means you say or write in order to tell something that you're being sorry that you have hurt or caused trouble for them. You regret, you explain, you excuse, you confess that you made some mistake or you're sorry for something. This is why she did not go back to home, which is why she had written a letter of apology to her father, without whose permission I had got myself enrolled at Uttarkashi. Is talking about the past perfect tense. There, thereafter, Santosh went on an expedition every year. Expedition is a journey. Expedition, journey, made for particular purpose. And now she would go for expedition every year. Her climbing skills matured rapidly. She, you are able to see in the picture that she is able to climb on the mountain, and her climbing skills matured rapidly. Rapidly, let me change the color. Rapidly. Also, she developed. Most of the time, I have seen that students pronounce this word in a incorrectly. This developed, develop.
develop,
It's not developed. It's di, dive, be means a का sound आएगा. L के बाद उल्टा e है, इसका मतलब a. So develop means to grow or change over a period of time. So she developed a remarkable resistance to cold and the altitude. Altitude means altitude, something which is at height, above the sea level, at height. And this is what I want you to mark. And resistance,
Resistance.
resistance means refusal to accept something, refusal to change, or refusal to new idea. This is what the meaning of resistance. Equipped with an iron will. Iron will means strong will, strong-headed person. Physical endurance, amazing mental toughness. She proved herself repeatedly, repeatedly. Let me check the pronunciation of it. Repeatedly.
repeatedly,
Repeatedly. Repeatedly. यहाँ पे long sound है. You need to stress. Repeatedly. She proved herself repeatedly. The culmination of her hard work and sincerity came in 1992. This is the year in the month of May when she was able to reach on the top of the Mount Everest for the first time. And then the next year in May, in the very same month, May 1993, she climbed second time and became the youngest woman in the world to climb on the or to reach on the top of the Mount Everest, for which Indian government bestowed or gave honor and awarded her the highest civilian award, which is Padma Shri. Just 4 years after she had shyly asked the Aravali mountaineers, shyly, this is the word I want you to notice, shyly, shyly. Shyly is an adverb and shy is adjective,
shy,
means nervous, uncomfortable manner, timid, self-conscious, bashful, reserved. She had shyly asked the Aravali mountaineers if she could join them. At barely 20 years of age, Santosh Yadav scaled Mount Everest, scaled Mount Everest means the way you have a ruler and there are numbers on it. It shows the distance that you cover. This is the meaning, this is the context, this is the sense the word is conveying here. The Santosh Yadav scaled Mount Everest means the distance that she covered, reached on the top. Becoming the youngest woman in the world, becoming the youngest woman in the world to achieve the feat. Feat is something which is uh, tough to achieve. You admire because it is an impressive and difficult achievement, and you admire it. Accomplishment. For her climbing skills, physical fitness, and mental strength impressed her seniors. Her seniors were impressed. Her concern for others, her concern for others and desire to work together with them found her a special place in the hearts of fellow climbers. Fellow climbers means your your fellow classmates with whom you study, you play, you share something. Fellow people are the people who are in the same situation, are the people you feel you have something in common with them. During the 1992 Everest mission, care Santosh Yadav provided special care to a climber who lay dying at the South Col. South Col is one of the phase. So let's find about it. What is South Col? Mountain Col in Nepal. The South Col is a sharp-edged col between Mount Everest and Lhotse, the highest and the fourth highest mountains in the world, respectively. The South Col is typically swept by high winds, leaving it free of significant snow accumulation. It's a sharp edge. There is a sharp edge on Mount Everest, and this sharp edge is known as South Col. So what does it mean about? During the 1992 Everest mission, Santosh Yadav provided special care to climber who lay at who lay dying at the South Col. वो इंसान जिसको संतोष यादव was helping, वो lay का मतलब गिरना, वो गिर गया and he died at this point, the South Col, because वो एक sharp edge जगह है between Mount Everest and Lhotse, and this is the highest and fourth highest mountains in the world. She was unfortunately unsuccessful in saving him. She was not able to save that person. However, she managed to save another climber. His name is Mohan Singh, who could who could who would have met with the same fate, जो कि मोहन सिंह भी उसी fate से मिलते, he could have died. However, had 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 she not shared her oxygen. However, संतोष यादव ने अपना ऑक्सीजन शेयर किया मोहन सिंह से and saved her and saved him. Rather, I should say, saved Mohan Singh by sharing the oxygen. Within 12 months, Santosh found herself a member of an Indo-Nepalese, एक ग्रुप था Indo-Nepalese, उससे वो मिली, women's expedition था वो, team था, and they invited her to join them. When she then scaled the Mount Everest a second time, and this is the second time she reached on the top of the Mount Everest, thus setting a record, thus setting a record as the only woman to have scaled the Everest twice, and securing for herself and India a unique place in the annals of mountaineering. Annals means record, a method of keeping record about something when someone has achieved. Let me show you. Nine,
Annals.
annals, a record of events year by year. Record, archives, chronicles, historical records. In recognition, pronounce this word correctly. Recognition. You can check about the pronunciation later on Google the way I did it. Define annals, or you can go to Collins Dictionary. In recognition of her achievements, the Indian government bestowed upon these two always come together. It's a phrasal verb. Her one of the nation's top honors, which is Padma Shri, the fourth highest civilian award given in India to someone. Describing her feelings, she described her feeling. And how has she described her feelings? Let's learn about it. When she was literally on the top of the world, Santosh has said, it took some time for the enormity, the enormity means the greatness, the extremeness in something, the seriousness, vastness, hugeness, massiveness, size. It shows the size about something, the feeling that you're showing, or when you're describing something. This is why the word has been used. It took some time for the enormity of the moment to sink in. Moment के बारे में बात किया जा रहा है. The enormity of the moment to sink in. Then I unfurled. Unfurled का मतलब जो झंडा आप खोलते हो उसे unfurled कहते हैं. Then I unfolded the Indian tricolor and held it aloft on the roof of the world. The feeling is indescribable. The Indian flag was flying on the top of the world. I was truly a spiritual moment. I felt proud as an Indian. Also a fervent environmentalist. Also a fervent environmentalist, Santosh collected and brought down 500 kilometers of garbage from. She brought garbage. She collected garbage and brought those garbage down 5 kilometers down from the Himalayas. So this is why this statement is saying that she is also fervent environmentalist. And then there are question and answers. And then in part two you will learn about Maria Sharapova, the women's singles at Wimbledon in 2004. We'll learn about her biography. However, tomorrow I will come up with question and answer for all of these, the questions which are written here, and you can find the meanings of it, or rather I can help you out. Fervent tolerance.
fervent,
Fervent. A fervent person has or shows strong feelings about something and is very sincere and enthusiastic about it. Who is a fervent person? A person who is enthusiastic, fervent, having or displaying a passionate, intense, vehement, ardent feelings, profound, spirited. These are the synonyms of fervent, fervent. And then aloft is define aloft. Aloft means
aloft,
up in or into the air, So when the Indian flag was unfurled, held it aloft. Held it aloft means उसको उसने झंडे को जो ट्राई कलर जो हमारा इंडियन फ्लैग है उसको उसने into the air held किया over the head and unfurled. Unfurl का मतलब होता है spread out from a rolled. झंडा हमारा क्या होता है rolled होता है पहले, then you unrolled it and उसको आप हवा देते हो, अनकॉइल करते हो उसे आप, अनडू करते हो, अनरील करते हो, अनट्वाइन करते हो. So this is all about, and these are the difficult words given on the right hand side of the chapter. Hope this was helpful session for you. Please comment and give a suggestion or feedback, or if there is anything that you would like me to cover up, please write it and I will make another video for you for that topic. Thank you. Have a good day. Keep learning.